It's pie. Oh, I'll give you some space.
Check the time. We got 20 after.
Are we? Is it going now?
Super that?
How about now? It's now? People love this kind of a thing. There's so many podcasts these days that you have to distinguish yourself in the opening. And one thing I like to do is a variation of, oh, I didn't know you were there, or, oh, thanks for listening in, or, oh, hope you enjoy my acting surprise guy. Oh, here's a pleasant surprise. Oh, here's someone you don't want to see. Oh, you. Who needs you?
Where'd you come from? This is it. Time for the proper intro, sir.
I think you shouldn't even do an intro. I think we should just close it there. And I plug my dates, and this will become viral. Even though I can't get my own viruses to go viral. Who's with me? Who is with me? If you're not with me, at least don't be against me because I'm exhausted from all the enemies.
Episode number 158, No Laugh Track Podcast. I'm here. My name is Justin Severson, and thank you to Circle of Heat for letting us play their music there, as always. If you didn't hear last week, we had two guests, Greg Coleman and Trevor Anderson. Trevor, of course, from the band Circle of Heat. You can learn a lot more about those two fellas. But this week is what it's all about. He's back. He's been on the show several times. He's an awesome guy. His name is Andy Kindler.
Thank you. And I've been on the show several times, and yet it doesn't build up any momentum for either your podcast, nor does the Andy Kindler fan base. When I say fan base, I spell it phonetically. PFAN. They'll listen to me on a podcast if they happen to be on it themselves. That's what it is. And last night, on Wednesday night, I have a contest week, and I assume all the comedians brought audience members.
Last night, Tuesday.
Yeah, so there was like about a third of the crowd. Maybe there was a third. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there were 4 people. It could have been 4 people. It could have been 45 people. But I know I didn't draw one person. And I understand it's a slow build, Minneapolis. It's a slow build. You know, I've only been coming here for about 15 years. 15 years. So I'm not expecting immediately to get a following.
No, but those newbies, those first timers doing the contest. Well, thanks to them bringing in their friends.
Well, yeah, and also I'm a loss leader. Louis and I have talked about it. I'm the comic you bring in on. In fact, I heard that they consulted with the Almanac people. To figure out that this was going to be the nicest weekend of the summer when they booked me.
Would that be the Farmer's Almanac?
Yeah, that was the joke I was going for. I'll tell you that. And I'm going to write it down because I'm going to write down that I like the Almanac people. And that means I'm not listening back to my own podcast again. Because I think that's kind of like creepy to listen back to your own podcast, especially naked.
Are you actually going to tweet that out like right now, or are you just saving?
No, I like the Almanac people. I like that.
Okay. And
if I don't have it, and my new thing is, why bring a pen anymore? Because that's helpful. Like that I love that Mitch Hedberg joke where he says, "If I have a good idea, I reach for a pen. If there's not a pen near me, I convince myself it was not a good idea." That's not me trying to do an impression. Well, that is actually me trying to do an impression, but I didn't sell it. I'm going to, for the rest of this podcast, act drunk. Take it away. Don't you? Is saucy language considered cool? Saucy language?
Sauce it up.
Hey, look, you fucking. I am not drunk, you fucking seven. Where's Otis from the Andy Mayberry show? All right, I got bored. I don't know how Forster Brooks did it. I'm already Do you remember Forster Brooks?
I know only from he's from the roasts is how I would know him, maybe.
Yes, you would know him from the roast. And I'm going to tell you a thing now, and I'm sorry for doing this because you haven't done your whole open. You normally do it with letters from the editor. Stuff fans sent you this week.
Yeah.
Thank you, Peggy Olson, which I think is a name from Mad Men.
We're digging into the grab bag right now.
We're digging into the grab bag. And don't forget to call all day today for Y95 Funny Vans stickers. And you can get some Sklar Brother tickets, and they'll be coming to the Verizon Wire Dome coming out. Sklar Brother tickets. I want that on my tombstone. He could never get Sklar Brother tickets. So, Forster Brooks, and this is my last monologue, and I'm going to actually pretend to listen to your questions. While, again, thinking about where did my career go wrong.
Exactly.
This is a good turnout. You're a good turnout. We have our audience of one, an unintentional audience of one. So, Forster Brooks, he used to pretend he was drunk, but he wasn't really drunk. And everybody thought that was very impressive, which I thought was the least impressive thing I've ever heard. He does a good drunk guy. All right, well, many people do. So,
don't most people think he was really drunk?
That most people do. Well, yeah. I mean, he was that good that people did think he was drunk. But when people talk about him or anybody says, and he didn't really drink, they always seem to bring that up as a something to distinguish him by. So he had these, and this is going to be, and if there's any ladies. There's anybody who gets easily triggered. This is not. I do not say. I'm not portraying this story as. I'm giving you the news of an actual thing that was on TV. It was a commercial for Forster Brooks' series, his VHS series, and he was on the commercial. He's died since then, but he does a joke. He said, "And get Forster Brooks get the whole collective Forster Brooks," and he says, "My first wife died from eating poison mushrooms. Brr, brr. My second wife died from getting hit over the head with a shovel. Brr. She wouldn't eat the mushrooms." So, we can all agree that when we're all liquored up a couple hours into the Forster Brooks show, we're all going to be on the floor when we hear that. But is that the excerpt you want Middle America to hear? She wouldn't. Basically, if anybody missed it, I'm working to the audience. In that joke, he hits his second wife, kills his second wife with a shovel, because he killed his first wife by not just forcing her to eat poison mushrooms, which is really sadistic. Second wife wouldn't do it, because ever since she married him, whenever he would serve mushrooms, she remembered how the first one. Okay, but that's fantastic. You can't write that, folks.
No.
You can just relate it.
I thought I was really there. That was beautiful.
You mean there, when you say there, you mean getting hit over the head with a shovel? Or do you mean
there in front of your television?
Or there, no, yes. I created the scene. Like Kathy Griffin creates a story with the phony details. I created a scene. Where are my gays? They're not your gays, Kathy Griffin. They are not your gays. Stop objectifying everything. She blocked me. Kathy Griffin blocked me.
Really?
Yeah, it's a country song I'm working on, but it really happened. I feel like last year I was talking about who blocked me. Oh, my God.
Are there updates?
Who hasn't blocked me is what my memoir is going to be called.
Has Donald Trump blocked you?
No, I wish he would. Well, no, I want to be able to read his drivel.
Yeah.
So when they block you, all you get is a stupid picture of them. William Shatner blocked me.
What?
Yeah. William Shatner.
Did you go after him after missing who died?
No, the
Nimoy.
funeral. Leonard Nimoy. No, but it ties.
He missed Nimoy's funeral.
He missed Nimoy's funeral, but it actually ties into that because people will RT something somebody said, and I'm a Weisenheimer. I'm a wise guy. I'll make a joke off of the thing. It's just making a joke.
Yeah.
I might even care what the thing is. So he starts saying, this was his tweet. If you want to volunteer for my horse show, please contact the volunteers at 213 volunteer. Right. So I say, how much does it pay? That's how I reply. It's innocuous.
Right.
He says volunteer. I say, what does it pay? He comes back to me. Are you making fun of my daughter's charity?
Oh, boy.
Despicable.
Oh, boy.
And then he blocks me, right? Well, first of all, I know that he obviously doesn't. He thinks I'm studying his tweets all day long. Oh, this is the follow-up to his daughter's charity horse tweet. This is the last time I'm going to take it. I'm going to give him a barb back to mock his daughter. Oh, your daughter does charity? What an idiot. Your daughter is for that stupid charity.
You're known for calling out people involved in charity.
Yeah, that's my thing. So then I just got, and I said something to him like, I wasn't talking about your daughter's charity, you pathetic troll, and something like that. And then, but then it ties in because he said he couldn't go to Leonard Nimoy's funeral because he had to do a charity event. So this is, he's always doing these fucking charity events, and people do charity events but can't stop talking about their charity and how much charity, and those people are doing it for their own narcissistic, egomaniacal reasons.
Correct.
And stop it. I mean, when I do all of my voluminous, if that's the right word, charity work, I don't make a big deal out of it. March of Dimes, Jews for Jesus,
UNICEF.
I raise money to have Jews become more into Jesus. Jews for Jesus.
That meeting is after this, so I brought my friend here.
Hindus on the fence. Please raise money for Hindus on the fence. There are many Hindus who don't know if they want to celebrate their religion because it's an ancient one and they want to appear more hip. We raise money to build Hindu temples and also to up the... I love when people say... not that Hindus are into ISIS, but I don't do segues. But I love that ISIS, those promos, that's why they're becoming terrorists, because of their glossy, flashy promos. I don't think that's why people end up killing somebody and killing every innocent people. You know what? I wouldn't do it, but the design of their advertisements, I mean... to die for. They drew me in.
I'm a sucker for good graphics.
I like color photos.
Yeah.
I like flags.
Here's a segue. I am going to try one. I like following you on Twitter because, and we've talked about it, because you're always going after people.
I do go after people, but not in a way like I'm a good person. I just short-circuited my bullshit. Go ahead. Continue.
Thank you. This one was just from yesterday, and it was you retweeted somebody that was sending a message to Donald Trump.
You mean copied the link to tweet?
That is correct.
It took me 15 years in a workshop to learn how to do it.
This is a copied link to a tweet from a fella. He says, "Dear ESPN, dear ESPN."
Yeah, he's right. I love the. I love the ego on the world that this man is living in.
Yes.
In his own head.
Dear at ESPN, due to your inaccurate statements about what the at real Donald Trump said, I will no longer get my sporting news from you. And your response is fucking priceless. Sporting news? ? Sounds like you're a real sporting enthusiast. ESPN doesn't need you or want you. Enjoy Fox News.
Yeah. And the slam part is never the funnier part. You suck. But the part where I will not, dear at ESPN, will not get my sporting news.
Would you please turn on the tele for some sporting news?
And then you go to this guy's, of course, then I go to the guy's timeline to see what kind of crap he's
that's
slinging.
Fun.
And he's all like Jesus. And I happen to believe in this. Jesus would not have enjoyed this guy. It's like Jesus this, Jesus that, but all the most intolerant nonsense. Let me again invoke Jesus as I reject gay marriage.
Exactly. And then another one from Donald Trump.
Jesus officiated gay marriages. Read your New Testament.
This is a tweet from Donald Trump. He says, "Dear, I think Mara Lazen. I think she works for NPR."
I don't even remember. I didn't answer this.
No, you didn't. This is just one that I found.
Dear Maura Liason.
Mara Liason. There we go. I greatly appreciate your fairness. My history shows I never disappoint. Looking forward to meeting you soon. I want your comments, Andy Kindler, on Donald Trump never disappointing.
Well, wait a second. First of all, is he being sarcastic with her?
I don't know.
This is Maura Eliason used to be on NPR.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go from NPR to Fox News. Cannot happen.
Right.
If you go on Fox News, you have invalidated your position. And I say this knowing that there are actually there are maybe good reporters. And I know there are a couple of good reporters, and I understand that people need to make a living, but this Maura Eliason, don't push it, Maura Eliason. Don't push it. Oh, I was on NPR, and I'm on Fox News. I'm comfortable with that. I think she's still on NPR.
I think so. From her bio, it said she is.
I'm incensed. And she said something positive about Trump?
I greatly appreciate your fairness. My history shows I never disappoint, was his
he never
commenter.
Disappoints. Well, first of all, anybody who talks about their own... he's not in charge of his ability to disappoint. Other people have decided
point.
that on their own.
That's
believe
a great
me.
Point.
I've never disappointed anyone. First of all, whatever he says means, when he says I'm the greatest, it means that inside this little crying baby. I'm nothing. I'm nothing. If you take away my money, which is highly leveraged, I'm nothing. Maura Eliason.
Did you read his?
That's a cutting edge political commentary. No one listens to this podcast. How many hits are we getting recently? I'm becoming the world's the most annoying curmudgeon, the most obnoxious man ever. Hey, let me tell you something. I got no following. I was hoping you'd bring something to the table. How many hits you get?
Off the mic here, I will tell you about the comic that came here that was very serious when he asked me that question and I don't think wanted to do the show.
Yeah. All right, before we start. Yeah, thank you for the work, Acme. But before we start, let me find out exactly what kind of numbers you guys are generating. Because otherwise, I'm an important man. Do you know what I would be doing?
I got to go rent a bike.
You know what I would be doing now? I'd be yelling at the TV. And what are you bringing me in for? Anyway, I apologize for... How many hits do we get? Why am I asking it? I don't care how many hits we get.
Yeah.
Why do I care? What is it? I tweet something. All I care about is how many retweets. 7 years ago, I wasn't having emotional breakdowns, worried about how many RTs I was getting.
How much sleep are you getting these days, Andy?
Oh, I thought you were asking how many RTs.
How much sleep are you getting?
What's that?
How much sleep are you getting these days?
No, none. How much is none sleep? How much is zero sleep at night? What does that add up to on a weekly basis?
My dad was a math teacher. 0. None plus none is none.
Well, here's what I mean. Look, there are times when my rage, if I get my rage to merge with my sense of loss, I think I can doze off for about 10 minutes. Thank you.
The laughs are coming from all
now
over
I feel
this room.
terrible. I apologize to the listener of this podcast. To the listener. First of all, you know what I love about this podcast is the catchy titles of every episode.
Such as?
Hey, it's 158. Thank you. It's 158 of the no laugh track.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you.
No laugh. Are you kidding me? It's trending since I paid money to Google to make it trend. I'm going to say, I'm going to, for some reason, overbuy it, like spend $15,000 today online to insinuate, come see me at Acme into everybody's timeline.
You should.
Have you seen Andy at Acme? You who lives in Tulsa? Are we doing a simulcast?
No, we should be.
All right.
We should be.
I'm now going to leave the domination mode of the guy who has to just keep going on and on. I can't make room for others. And now I'm going to become a distinguished, respected guest.
I've been wanting to try Periscope during the show here, but I worry that I don't have a good Wi-Fi connection. Do you ever do Periscope?
I do microscope.
Microscope.
I put my feelings under a microscope, which you can view. Again, that's something I should write down. I'm going to see if I can cover up the fact that I'm writing something down with higher quality banter. What's up with the weather here? It was nice that I was able to come here during the good week. You see?
I do think we're on a streak of you showing up wearing shorts.
Wait a second. Now, this is the second comment I have gotten concerning shorts, and that if I get two in a row,
that means something.
Well, I start to feel a little self-conscious. Now, what is it? Is it that my legs are so strong and sinewy? Sinewy? Is that what it is? Well, you see, you go, oh my God, is that Roger Federer coming in for an interview?
Did he run here or hop here?
Yes. What, did he just finish a half marathon? And when I say finish a half marathon, I mean watching a DVD.
Did he just watch it?
Come on, guys. This is good. Now, if a listener really cared, they would excerpt my best lines.
Are you working on your stuff for Montreal, State of the Industry right now?
This is what I do every time I'm here.
Yeah.
It's always, but because I am a lost leader.
Correct.
And I come here every summer during the annual canoe trip. This weekend, how many people live in town? Minneapolis.
100 and some thousand, something like that.
According to the logo, the Star Tribune, according to the very thin edition, Tuesday's edition of the Star Tribune, you can see through it. Hey, do you wish the front cover of your paper also contained the back cover and the rest of the news?
What?
Check out the Star Tribune.
That's our new sponsor. We haven't had.
Are you
one
serious?
Yet. No.
Let me tell you something. That's the kind and I mean it when I say it. I don't mean it mockingly. What were you asking me? Oh, yes, I'm working on my speech for Montreal right now, and I was going to bring note cards and look at, but then why would I bring the note cards? I was thinking. Because you're probably going to ask me, oh, I know why. Because I would have ideas down there for when you ask me, what are you going to be talking about this year? Well,
That's a terrible question. I would never ask that.
I will be talking about Entourage, the movie. I mean, I wasn't sure how great it would be. I said, could it equal the show, which was not so much a thrill ride, but not merely a joy ride, but you certainly could get through 30 minutes with that show. There's no question about it. If someone bet you, I bet you can't last the next 30 minutes. You can put that show on.
You're a Johnny drama kind of guy.
Yeah, that's one of the lines from the movie. That is the only line from the movie that they kept repeating in the promo. So I assume it's supposed to be a joke, where he says, "I don't want to go back to Queens. I like it out here. I think it's the weather. I like the weather. I like the weather out here. E. Did you see it?
No.
Yeah.
No. Someone once gave me every season of Entourage on DVD, and I started watching the first one and didn't finish, and then I sold all the rest of them on Amazon.
Oh my God! Because I couldn't sell mine. I had to use them to record other movies on top of it. I said, "Is this a DVD RW?
Plus or minus?
Plus or minus?" Hey, this Entourage series. Do you know if they left the option for me to put something on top of it, like Ted 2? Ted 2.
Is that out yet? Did we miss that? Or is it still coming?
It's First of all, it's coming whether you want it to or not.
Oh, okay. And
are there jokes about stuffing? Hey, I'll knock the stuffing out of you. It's a stuffed animal. Why is that movie allowed to be made?
I don't know.
Why did we have to our free speech this year? Do we have to defend the interview? Is that where we had to put our free speech money? Regardless of the quality of this.
I read that Mark Wahlberg's wife told him before the first one that it was a bad idea.
How would anybody find that out?
I think he's telling people at base after, because now he can say, well, she was wrong. Look at the success this movie had, and that we came back and made a second one.
Yeah, but I don't think success. I think in many cases, the kind of people who are watching this movie are not the kind of people that you want to associate with. They're not the kind of. If I saw any of these people in a coffee shop, I'd exit. You know what I mean? I'm not an elitist. The guy. Here's the movie. His stuffed animal is a friend of his. Is also a friend of his in real life.
I did watch the first one.
And did you? It was a laugh an hour.
No, well, hour maybe. Yeah.
I just can't understand how anybody could. You could get your own stuffed animal, and you could just sit at home, and you could go, "Hi, Cookie." But the thing I love is that the animal.
Jim Henson made a career out of that.
If you put Jim Henson in another sentence with Sean McFarland.
No.
It's not Sean McFarland, is it? That's a guy from the
Seth
war.
MacFarlane.
Seth MacFarlane.
And there's nothing similar about the two of them. Jim Henson is a legend.
That's true. But I knew you weren't doing that.
Yeah.
But, first of all, Seth MacFarlane, he cut his teeth on a show that I wouldn't watch if you tied my head to a table. Either Family Guy. Family Guy is the one where he does a Peter Lorre impression. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, why is that legal? He should be in chains. They talk about solitary confinement and that there's something wrong with it. But what they don't say is that if he had been put in solitary confinement before the American Guy, or what's it called?
American Dad.
No, but what was the
Family
first one?
Guy?
Yeah, we wouldn't have had. Maybe if he had been isolated, he wouldn't come up with this idea.
I am proud to say, being here with you on the stage, that I am one that was early on. I was saying that show sucks.
Right.
Family Guy.
And look where we are. We're doing the No Listeners podcast. Right? I'm roasting you guys now.
This is actually a rally I had scheduled to get that show off the air.
Which one? Ted 2 or us? And by the way, when I find out who that person was, and I have several guesses, I have no guesses of the person was. I cannot believe there's a comic out there who is unpleasant about the activities that a comic is supposed to do.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You would think comics would be just happy to be working. And that would, I got to get up at noon and walk 4 feet? Oh, great. No, thank you. Is it necessary? Hello? You see the turnout last night? Nobody. And now you want me to do something?
We hadn't recorded the show yet. That's why. Tuesdays. I can't help Tuesdays.
Oh, when does this drop?
Today.
I always say that to you.
Yeah.
When does it drop? But you have a team of editors, and then it has to go to network standards and practices. It has to go to comedy club / restaurants. Have a board that listens to this about 2 or 3 o'clock.
Yes.
And then someone says, not enough Sticks material.
We could talk about the menu over at Sticks.
Hey, tonight your specials on Sticks are we have the leave. I was going to do a series of jokes based on a stick, and then all of a sudden I started to feel my heart. I felt my heart drop at the prospect of coming up with sticks-oriented jokes. And tonight the special is End Stones.
Stop.
And tonight, and they come with they may break your bones, and then the waiter dances, cuts off your tie, and you have a gimmick. This place needs a gimmick. This comedy club needs a gimmick, like hiring like comedians or something. That wasn't a slam at the people who come here, because everyone knows that the club is fantastic. So was it just a joke? What am I worried about? I'm worried that Louis Lee. Does Louis allow his last name to be said, or do we have to cut it out?
No, we allow that.
All right, because his real name is Blumenthal. Louis Blumenthal.
Obviously.
Herman Louis Blumenthal. Herman Louis Blumenthal.
Hermie.
And when I first met him, people don't know this. I've worked here in the early 90s, and he was a Jewish guy, but now he's covered it up.
Mm-hmm.
But he was like, hello, Andy. I'm Louis. My real name is Herman Lowenthal. I hope you enjoy things here.
Welcome.
Try the kishkis. Try the stuffed derma.
And stones.
Has any non-Jews out there, I would recommend, go right for the Jewish delicacies that involve the innermost organs. You got your stuffed derma, which is like liver or something.
Ugh.
Come on, Jews. We've had a depressing enough history. Can't we? Do we have to go? Stick with the kugel. More kugel, less derma. That was named my memoir, my first memoir, about me growing up on the Lower East Side in the Yiddish theater.
Did you? Will you be talking about? It's on demand now. I haven't spent the money to watch it, but if I will come up with $5.99 plus tax, I'm going to rent Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. Will that be making it?
I cannot believe that it came. I was horrified. I missed it. When did it come out?
I don't. It's on demand now. We could leave right now and go watch it.
You mean it never went to the theaters?
I believe it went to the theater.
I'd like evidence of anybody watching this in the theater. I'm serious. I don't care if it's I just don't buy it.
Yeah.
I don't buy, and I'm a big fan of the masses.
Yes, you are.
And that's why I like to refer to them. How are you doing, the masses?
What should I like now? The masses.
The masses. Cut 2. But I just don't think anybody would go see that movie if you couldn't download it. And it was a fairly quick download. Because otherwise you're like, look, I need something to go to bed with.
You know, it's funny you say that about a quick download because last night I tried to watch the whole movie Misery Loves Comedy.
I'm in that movie.
You are in that movie, and that's why I was going to watch it. And my freaking Wi-Fi was being really, it wasn't cooperating with me. So once I finally got a computer in my house to start streaming it, I only got through like the first 40 minutes. But you're in like the first 2.
You know what people in Syria are going through right now? And you're going to complain to me? Can't believe it. Last night I was going to watch Misery Loves Comedy. Guess what? The Wi-Fi is moving like molasses. Oh, I've suffered.
St. Paul.
It's easy for me?
St. Paul problems.
Is that where you live?
Uh-huh.
St. Paul problems, man.
Yeah, you don't.
First world problems.
You don't get it.
I did a joke on Twitter that went nowhere, but it was like, what's the first? Is it Mercury the first planet?
Yeah.
I said Mercury, first world problems. It was some dumb thing like that. Something's wrong with Mercury. Oh, yeah. Mercury is too close to the sun. Mercury complains.
First world problem.
Yeah. Now
Turning
maybe I should resubmit it.
Uh-huh.
Instead of doing something with my life, I should just switch to tweets that 6 months after tweeting them, you say to yourself, I am a failure.
Have you watched? So I'm curious. You appear in Misery Loves Comedy. Have you watched the documentary?
No, I haven't yet, and I'm such an idiot for everything. I'm an idiot about everything.
Okay.
But how can I not watch something with me in it?
Right.
I know.
Yeah.
And also, Mr. Kevin Pollak sent me a copy of it.
Ah, I had to pay $5.99.
Oh,
but I'm not in it. So that makes sense.
You know how much money I made on that? So how did that come across?
I liked what I saw.
But was I in there enough? That's my whole thing.
No, Andy, not enough.
That's what I don't like.
Yeah, not enough.
If you're going to use me for your documentary, if you interview me for an hour, I expect an hour of it to end up in the film. My time is valuable. I can't just go on everyone's project. I want a guarantee. I should have gone for Final Cut.
You should have. Did they ever get to asking you about like who was funny in your family?
I don't know, but my dad was very funny in my family. Very funny. My whole family's funny, actually. In fact, that's one of the things that let's move this into a serious realm. We've had enough frivolity. How long have we been doing? We've been on this show so far is 4 hours long. You know, any joke I do about exaggerating time or numbers, they can't be that funny. And yeah, I can't stop doing it. I forgot what the question was because of my ADHD. What was the question? Let's get serious.
Funny in your family.
Am I funny? My father, very funny. And, I was going to say that I always wanted to do something as a performer or something, whether it was a musician or acting or something. But I always loved comedy, but I never thought about being a comedian. And so one of my theories is that when something comes, I don't want to say easy, but if something's natural to you, like I'm naturally want to make jokes, and that's the way my family is, you kind of don't you don't acknowledge it sometimes because you almost think it's too easy.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And so, like, I loved songwriting. I still love it, but it came harder for me. So maybe, not that I should have seen that as a sign, but if it takes you 3 years to write one song, then maybe, unless you're planning on each one of them being number one with a bullet.
I just saw something yesterday. Oh, on TMZ, one of my favorite TV shows. I do like that show. You probably hate it, don't you?
Well, there's no way to like Harvey Levin. There's nobody walking around like I heart Harvey Levin.
I like that they don't. As opposed to, I enjoy entertainment shows. I like that. As opposed to Entertainment Tonight, well, they'll rip on someone, and then the very next episode, it'll be like, here's our pal that we just shredded yesterday, but because they have something to promote and they're willing to appear in our show. Yeah. TMZ is straight. They're just, making fun of everyone, basically.
Right, but then you have to put up with the wacky voiceover, and then you have to look at Harvey sipping out of a thing.
Yeah, that's
out of it. And the bullpens
all of
falling on the ground. No, it's the thing that bothers me. It's just the obtrusive... crummy stuff that they...
Sure. Yeah, you got to watch him in his new thermos. But they did something...
No, I mean like the actual, let's get to the... When someone dies in a car accident, let's get immediately there and broadcast his images.
Yeah, well, that's no good. That's no good.
I'm not saying they do that specifically, but I'm going to suggest it.
They did a story yesterday. Chris Tucker has a new comedy special on Netflix. And they were saying it took 6 years to put together, and some guy is suing him because this guy is claiming he wrote most of the material, and he didn't pay him.
Oh, these are messy things.
How is that possible? How is it
possible? My writers sign a work with hire release. They have no claims. Whatever you write for Andy Kindler under the auspices of Andy Kindler Company remains my property. God, I swear to God. Why do I have to give examples that aren't any funnier than the intro, which wasn't that good? Maybe if my illustration of this premise will drive it home. Hey, the auspices. So what is it? Can you tell what really happened from
with Chris Tucker?
Yeah.
No, just that it was the old they reached for him, they reach out to him, no comment, blah blah blah. But I don't remember. He's one. I'm always fascinated by guys that I have no memory of him doing stand-up.
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen him do stand-up either, but I thought he was very funny in whatever movie I saw him in, which was maybe with Jackie Chan.
Yeah, the Rush Hour movies.
Jackie Chan, that can't be the name. Yeah, he seemed like a funny guy. He seems like a funny guy to me. But there's a lot of people stand-up that I haven't seen, believe it or not. And I'm considered to be the foremost expert in North American comedy. A connoisseur. I'm a connoisseur in general, although I would say I'm a comedy gourmand.
Is it proper to pronounce the D at the end of that?
I don't even know what the word is that I'm saying.
I don't either.
I was trying. It's a word. I think it's a word that means like a glutton more than it means that they're like if you're a gourmet person. Then I could look it up for you.
That's fine. You can look it up, but I
won't look it up.
I have a question.
Someone, one of the listeners, call in now, please.
651-989.
Yes, and call in. I think it's a gourmand is someone who can just eat a lot.
I doubt it, but
why don't I learn words? Take a class, get some higher education, and what I mean by higher education. I mean studying abroad while smoking a spliff. This is gold, by the way.
Damn right.
Jokes. These jokes were never said before. And the reason why they're good is because I won't stop trying. A lot of people, after saying 7 or 8 things that aren't funny in a row, Bob Saget. I'm kidding. Bob Saget is a very funny man.
Especially
but he does say like 5 things that it's like a volume thing.
He's the best part of the Entourage TV show. from what I've heard.
Well,
Going
wait
back
a
to
second.
that.
You can't do no more hearsay opinions. Hi, I'm the hearsay critic. So this movie coming out, I haven't seen it, but I've heard things. From what I've heard, this is the best of what I've heard.
You love Bob Saget. It's
No, I got to work on no. That's my friend Ed Krasnick, the comedian. Starts out everything with no. How does that make any sense?
It would be. I'm going to change things up again here. It would not.
Please do.
It would not be an appearance of Andy Kindler on this podcast without discussing Letterman. Now that he's retired.
That's a lie because this is the first time that he's been retired. Why are you lying constantly? You just said that every time I come here, I talk about Letterman retiring.
Comma.
You said it. You said it. Roll back. Roll back the tape if there was still tape. Roll back the Edison spool. Yeah, it was very. I still think I hasn't registered yet that he's gone off the air because I still have 30 left to see that I keep savoring.
Oh, the last 30 episodes, you mean?
Yeah, I have about 30 of them.
Yeah, I have 22.
Yeah, and there's a guy I keep. I don't know. I'm not going to be crazy about it, but it is weird. He's been around for so long. It's weird that he's not here, but it's kind of hard to think about it.
Did you always? You got one last appearance this year.
I got one in February.
Yeah, and
I did put another set together and submitted another set, but I didn't get it to them till like April or March, or it was no way I was going to get on there.
Someone pointed out to me, and I don't know if you've heard this, that when they did that montage at the end of the last show, that you were possibly the only stand-up that they showed in that.
Mm-mm.
Were there others?
No, they've showed. If you slow down the thing, they've showed. In fact, George Miller is right after me. Oh, I love George Miller.
Oh, okay.
But they did have me in there, which I loved it. I couldn't even believe it. So it was totally thrilling, unexpected. And
were you working that night, or did you watch it live?
I forget where I was home. Okay. I was home, but my brother called me from the East Coast. That's how excited he was. About it, because the first time you ever get on like TV, and the first time you do like a stand-up show, everyone calls you and emails you, and then like after a while they think, oh, it's old hat, and he doesn't need me to say good job.
Yeah.
I need it
every time. I
need more than that.
Even when you didn't do something good, tell me I did something good.
That's especially then. Do I want to be? Do I want? I don't want the truth around me. It makes me uncomfortable.
And you're on Marin again this season.
I'm going to be on tomorrow night.
Oh, holy cow!
My last episode of the batch.
Okay.
And my acting, unbelievable acting, says Acting Magazine, steals the show.
Acting.org.
Acting.org. The highlight scene stealer, says scenestealer.org. Yeah, I'm creating a lot of. There's a lot of buzz around me recently, and
is that right?
Yeah, the doctors think it's tinnitus. I'm supposed to keep that in my act, and I haven't been keeping it in my act. My question is, why am I blowing it here now? When all the people who listen to the podcast come back,
that's fine.
They will go. Oh, we heard that this morning on episode 158.
Boo!
You know what's so weird?
Do the older stuff.
Older stuff. You know what's amazing about me is I like to do the insult kind of comedy where I make fun of the podcast, but then I feel terribly guilty about it afterwards.
Well, that's nice to
I'm
hear.
always feeling guilty about everything.
About everything.
And that doesn't make me a better person. It's not like if I'm going, oh, I hope everyone at the club likes me. That's not good. That doesn't say something. You know what's nice about Andy is he's so insecure about how he feels about himself that he's so concerned with how we feel. So it's really not good. Nobody likes me here anymore. I would hear by this time when I used to come, I have played 3 rounds of golf already. They would have taken me to, I want to say Chuck E. Cheese. I need more references.
Chuck E. Cheese is still around?
Yeah, but it's not a reference that I would use. No. I was thinking like we used to go to TGI Fridays maybe after the show.
I or Applebee's. TGI Fridays or
Applebee's, you know what I'm saying? Thank God for Applebee's, I say.
Mm-hmm. Or Chili's.
Don't ruin Chili's good name by throwing it in with Applebee's.
Well,
Is Applebee's where you're eating good in the neighborhood?
I think so.
That's fantastic.
Any neighborhood.
I like any chain that is named the opposite of what it actually is. Corner store poppin' mom at home. Just folks. Just local folks. Fresh bakery. Small town down home like your mama likes it. Bakery.
Like your mama likes it.
I don't know. My mama, maybe I shouldn't talk about
You don't talk
how.
about my mom.
No. It's occasionally when I'm singing the blues, I will say, like my mama likes it.
Is that a harmonica in your pocket?
No, I'm just glad to be here, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey.
I can't do dick jokes. I won't do them. Well, I'll do them, but I won't be committed emotionally.
It was so refreshing to read. I was reading an interview you did a few months ago, and something you said was so refreshing because now I know I'm not alone in disliking Josh Gad.
Well, yeah, I don't know if I dislike him. I just think he's ubiquitous. Hello? Oh, I'm sorry. No laugh track. What do you also, no vocabulary skills podcast? He's all over the place. This morning, I went to the mailbox. He popped out.
Son of a bitch.
It's unbelievable. I didn't really know I didn't see the Mormon thing.
No, I didn't either. I just know that he's in it, and he's on everything that I turn my TV on.
Everything.
I was watching, the commercial came on for that Pixel movie, and I said to to Ashley, my fiance, I said, you know, the number one reason I'm not going to see that movie is because this guy Josh Gad is in it. I don't even know why I don't like him, but he's just in everything. Is
a Pixel movie where the pixels save us from the monsters?
I think Adam Sandler.
It's an Adam Sandler vehicle?
And Kevin James.
When I think of Adam Sandler, I think of Kevin James.
Yes.
Because they always shove him down my throat.
It's the two of them saving us from the video game characters.
Oh, my God. Is this based on a true story? Should I be frightened? Don't go into this. Be very afraid in a kitschy way. Be very afraid in a campy.
You haven't seen it?
I saw a little promo.
The animated Donkey Kong is throwing down barrels, and then Kevin James and Adam Sandler are about to fight it, and Kevin says, come on, they're just a couple of barrels. What can be so bad?
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
First of all, I didn't play those games. I played pinball. I played whatever the hell I was playing, electric football, where you put these players on a thing and you would plug it in and the board would vibrate.
Oh, yeah.
And you lost a toe. Those were toys. When you with your slinky. That's what I played with. And now you're coming at me where I have to know the references from Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
I don't care about Donkey Kong. It might as well. Do they do a thing about Pogs in there?
I don't know, but Q*bert and Pac-Man.
This can't be. Why? Okay, I understand why somebody writes a movie like this. Cry for help. Deep-seated hate, self-hate. But why do we have to see it? This is where you want a studio executive to kill it. Kill it in the early stages.
No, I ended up watching the full trailer, the teaser trailer this morning. I watched the full 3.5 minutes, so I would be fully informed. And the story goes that back in 1982, NASA sent up a time capsule into space, and now aliens found that, and then that's why they're coming back to fight us.
What? Wait a second. Hold on.
Yeah.
Are you saying, wait a minute now, this is really, or this is what the movie says?
I'm confused. I don't even know.
Oh, my
God.
God.
It's real.
It's like they ripped inside my nostalgia. They put their hand in my nostalgia, and they squeezed my nostalgia balls.
Yeah.
Hey, see? And you said I wasn't, like the new comics, edgy on the podcast.
I was waiting for you to reference balls, and now you did.
Yeah, I'll squeeze your balls. That used to be my catchphrase. I'll squeeze you later. I'll squeeze your balls later. Catch you on the rebound, doom down. Catch you on the rebound, homie. That's my new slogan.
Why aren't you at Comic-Con doing like a Bob's Burgers panel? You ever do
Well,
something
I'm
like
not
that?
a series regular, but thanks for reminding me. Yeah. Usually they use the most popular, famous people from the casts.
Oh, you've been out enough.
They want more people to watch the show. They're not over at Comic-Con to alienate. They don't want some of the panel taken up with, why is that guy? Why is old Jew man there here? Oh, you do Mort. I'm doing Mort. Not impressing me.
No Mort panel.
No, I would love to do it though.
Have
So
you
if
signed
do-
autographs as Mort?
No, I have not signed. Well, I haven't signed autographs at all. So
That's not true.
amongst the categories, yeah, I've signed autographs when I force people to think that they asked me. Hi, Mom. Good to see you again. Would you like me to make that? Who do you want me to make that out to? You, Joan, Mom. Yes, you are my sister, but I think that you more recognize me from my recurring part as the mortician on Bob's Burgers.
The cartoon character.
Yeah. So I've never been to a Comic-Con, and I love comics books, but more I read the quote unquote alternative comic books like Daniel Klaus and Harvey Pekar and
These guys here that work at the club were just telling me about the one that's written by Brian Posehn. Did you ever read that one? Deadpool?
I have not. I've seen them. I have not, though. I mean, he's more he's in a different genre than I normally like, but he's great.
Oh, okay.
So I will read it. But it's cool. Yeah, he writes them. And
Yeah,
stuff, right?
yeah. What
What
are
are
the
you,
ones?
what are you needling me because I have there's another area that I'm not producing in? Andy, they were talking about the staff here was talking about Brian Posehn, how well he's doing. And how's your comic book coming along? I don't have one.
You didn't bring along
Shouldn't
your
you have done a pre-interview
graphic?
and we could go over things to avoid probing with me? Unbelievable.
I thought you had your rough draft of your graphic novel along, but I was mistaken.
I do a lot of I do doodling and I play around in that genre. Why am I saying genre? I hate the word and I hate me for saying it. But I do. I do watercolors, and then more recently and all through I've been doing drawings. But I mean, I don't draw like my heroes.
Right.
My heroes. The most important thing when you're doing any kind of thing like art is to put yourself down first. Oh, I can't do it well. Let's go. I actually am an egomaniac. Not an egomaniac, but I always think that the thing I'm doing is going to be some kind of masterpiece. That's my attitude going in.
For how long?
Well, no, I mean, I'm not like crazed about it. I will say that I like this, and even if I don't, I will still sell it as if it's great. No, while I'm doing something, I like to think that it's going to be in the Louvre or the Leaning Tower of Pizza. I like to say pizza very hard. Hey, you been to Italy? Have you checked out the Leaning Tower of Pizza? What? No, it is pizza. That's what's so amazing about it.
What else would it be?
It's a pizza from the 1500s.
Mm-hmm.
That's on the top of a pizza building. Oh my God, that was my impression of the least funniest person in the history of. There's no way to find a less funny thing than I said, even when they look at fossils.
Carbon dating fossils.
Even when they go back millions of years,
How did you celebrate the 4th of July this year, Andy?
like I usually do. Dangerously using fireworks. Hey, you know what would be fun? Let's see how long we can hold the firecracker before we throw it away.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've read the naysayers will tell us you can hurt yourself, but any idiot can light fireworks several feet away. That's not fun. Our founding fathers wanted us to have less limbs. No, I had fun. I actually went to see some friends in San Diego and stayed in a condo on the beach.
Nice.
And slept and heard the sound of what's it called? The ocean.
There you go.
And went out to sleep every night. Went to sleep within 5 minutes. I'm still tired right now from how much rest I got on that trip. And then occasionally I would hear a wind come up and say, "It's over. It's over. Oh, old man, the condo circuit." Again, is there a category of worst premises to attempt humor with? Let's go with that one. My new self-deprecation. Recently I've started to put myself down.
Stick with it. It's going to build into something. I have a strong feeling.
Do we get good responses to these podcasts for when people writing in going, "Please have Andy Kindler back again"?
If you please comment. Where I'm asking right now, please comment on your thoughts on Andy Kindler's
But no crazy
appearance.
comments, like nothing that's going to make my wife cry. I told my wife.
Did you bring her along this time?
No, I did not bring her along. She loved coming here when she comes here, though.
Yeah.
But not always. I know people know I'm very, very successful, and I'm swimming in cash, which is actually not the best use of cash. But we can't always afford to fly people out, and you won't pay as a guest on the podcast.
You haven't been getting the checks.
I was told that this podcast included airfare.
Yeah. Yeah, but you were scheduled for last week, and you didn't show up. So,
oh, okay.
Yeah.
My apologies.
That's my fault. Do you do what I do on the 4th of July and watch the Nathan's hot dog eating contest?
I think a hot dog eating contest is something that is not the root of all evil. It's not something that will end civilization, but it's close. No, I haven't. Is it what you watch it?
I honestly watch it every year.
And
I knew that I wasn't going to be home this year, so I set the DVR just so I could watch it later in the day. That's how much.
Why do you like? What do you? How long is the show, by the way?
The event itself takes 10 minutes, but they have 50 minutes. So it's a 1-hour show. They have 50-minute lead-in with these over-the-top announcers that make it seem like it's the Ali versus Frazier, but it's just a bunch of.
Are they funny commentators or are they real?
I think they're in on the joke that we shouldn't be taking it seriously. And if they're not, then I guess the joke's on me because I'm laughing. But
do they talk about the winds coming from the southwest? Slight breeze should favor the guy who's shoving them in really hard.
There was a new.
The wind's with him. The wind is with his. Oh, I certainly hope 4 contestants don't die again this year from clogging up. Oh, we found out that you could hurt yourself shoving meat down your gullet.
Do you know the winning total this year?
How many?
62,
well,
which is not a record.
And how long do they get to eat
10
them?
minutes.
Because I could do that over a week and a half.
Right.
10 minutes.
Hot dog
do they
and
have
bun.
to swallow them?
Yes. Regurgitation equals disqualification.
Isn't that true in life in general?
You should. 62 was the winner this year. Not a record. There was a new winner who beat the guy that had won 8 years in a row. And
he really won the last 8 years till this year?
Yes.
Oh
Joey Chestnut. And my favorite part is last year they broadcast his out of nowhere he gets down on one knee during the show last year and proposed to his girlfriend.
Did she say yes?
Yes. So this year I'm looking forward to the update. Like maybe she shows up and she's pregnant or who knows. Well, about halfway through the show they gave the update that they had broken up and that she wasn't there. And then they're going, well, it was a bad year for Joey Chestnut. He's now lost the championship and his girlfriend.
Oh my God. Well, I think he's lucky because I know a woman like that would have broken up with him definitely when he lost.
Right.
Oh, streak's over. Guess what's also over? Sure, people will say, was it your initial attraction to watching someone shove hot dogs? That I don't know what I'm saying. It sounds like a sexual joke. I just want to say to Joey Chestnut and his family, I apologize. How much money is there in the hot dog eating game?
You know, someone asked me that, and I don't know, but I do know that they get the
free hot dogs. Please don't tell me that.
That was going to be my joke. No, they get a mustard colored belt. The mustard belt.
You're making me sick to my stomach. You know what? I had to have my stomach opened up and sewn because I was injured from a hot dog eating contest. Wow, that's a bummer. Yeah, it's a bummer. What if I told you I have a mustard color? I have an unattractive colored belt. Oh, for formal wear?
But does it keep your pants up?
No.
No.
It's decorative. You know how someone could be the world heavyweight championship guy? Like that, but for hot dogs. And it's got a relish. It fastens with relish. I wear it with relish. Come on, folks. That's funny. In the pun world,
That
that's a semifinalist.
Yeah.
I wear my mustard belt with relish, says Johnny Chestnuts.
Matt Stoney is the new champ. Know that name.
Matt Sconey.
Stoney.
Was he stoned?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know.
I would be stoned.
Yeah.
I'm just saying to get through watching it.
Stoney. Remember it.
All right.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm not going to remember it.
Okay.
Do you want me to make a mental note? Because they're very ineffective.
Tweet it.
I'll make a mental note. All right. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Is that your meter?
No, that is an item I'm watching on eBay is expiring in 15 minutes.
And what is it that you're trying to buy? This is so much fun. Are you doing this in the time machine? Bidding for stuff on eBay?
Yes.
Wow. I wish the whole thing was a scam, eBay, that you never got the items and you just lost your money.
That would not be good.
No, I don't know why I said that.
That would not be good. Are you selling any wares at the shows these days?
Am I? No, it's a very sad story. I have a CD coming out on AST Records that should have been out by now.
Oh.
I blame them and I blame myself. For why it hasn't come out. It will come out.
When will that be dropping?
It'll be dropping at the end of the year, and if not, all the stuff, I made sure to include a lot of stuff that I thought would be funny in the future when I did it. So I have things like, hey, where'd you get that coat with Bitcoins? And I did not predict Periscope.
Oh, no. Down Periscope.
Dear Twitter followers, I had to cancel my Periscope in the subway because of the signal.
Well, that's kind of like we're in here, underground.
Yeah, but the last thing I would want now would be people watching us.
That's true.
On a Periscope. Okay, why don't you just get like a flasher to follow you around? It made no sense.
That didn't, but that's fine.
I'm going to tweet. Can you just tweet through Periscope? So people can watch me.
Look at him. Look at him.
I could be. How about the funny face periscoping all day long? Because all you need to do is get a sponsor. They don't care what it is.
Yeah.
Organic, non-GMO, licorice, whatever I'm using, whatever I've got. Gum.
How are you? We always talk about the energy drinks. Where are you on those?
I'm done with energy drinks.
Really?
They don't. I mean, I had one. It was getting so bad that I had to use a hand cart for the brand I was enjoying. It was like a large. I think it's a drum where you normally it's like store oil, and it had a spout at the top, and I had an IV, and 4 other funnier items. And it had taurine, it had caffeine from guarana, it had guarana devised caffeine, it had green in it. It was green, number 7.
Okay.
And then a proprietary blend. Our proprietary blend with numbers of items that you don't know what they are to begin with. So how would you know whether 1,400 milligrams is enough of astragalus root, dandelion hair? Oh my God, I'm flying on the dandelion extract. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to hire me for your energy drink podcast or to entertain at a Red Bull function, I'm available in general. Do you feel like I stole focus again? Or do you feel like when I'm here, you don't have to even do anything. You just sit back and wind me up and go.
Were you eavesdropping on me last night?
Yes, I know what you were thinking. I heard hammering for a second. I want a head to roll. I want that when the head rolls. I want it to sound like that thing being banged.
Do you remember the historic first episode of you and I of your first appearance on this podcast, where they had the creaky doors?
Our radio play?
Yes,
that was the best.
Come on.
Oh, come in, Dr. Wenskin.
Exactly.
Oh, it looks a little scary in here. Podcast number 112 is brought to you by WD-40. WD-40. Get your de-squeak on. Come on, get your de-squeak on. I am putting out material during this podcast that could power 9 poorly executed careers. I could franchise what not doing well. That's what I should do. If I had 15 of me around the country right now, not drawing, I can make a lot of money in this business.
Will there be an Andy Kindler hologram when you're gone for doing performances of your material?
I wish there was. I saw a hologram years and years ago in like the mid-'90s, and it was like Mike Ditka. And a little, it's like it was. I swear to God, I thought that Mike Ditka was in that block of whatever it was. How do they do it? That's all I want to know. It's like what is that? A hologram?
What are you not here?
I couldn't do. If I had to do something like that, I couldn't do it.
Okay.
I mean, maybe I could be the professor on Gilligan's Island. Oh my God! I really think that I've run out of. I ran out of material. Well, I've never had material, but maybe I've run out of the effort to try and execute it.
I understand.
Could you tell my energy's flagging? Can you put a? Do you have an equalizer to make me sound more upbeat?
We'll put on the low energy warning in the last 10 minutes. It's a little flashing sound.
Warning. The following material. Please avoid heavy machinery.
I do one last thing, sir. One very last thing. I brought.
All right, because my publicist is outside with my entourage out there, and they're about ready to whisk me over to 7 or other 8 interviews.
I appreciate the time.
After my whining.
Yeah. So I brought my friend Matt Cohen along today.
Cool.
And we were talking about comedy before we got up here, and he was saying, like, he was telling me some stories about like the comedy clubs he's gone to, and he remembered going to see Nick Swartzen and Jimmy Walker do a show here in town like 15 years ago, where I believe Jimmy Walker must have been the headliner, right? And Swartzen was probably the opener. And he said that throughout the show, people were yelling up for Jimmy Walker to say dynamite, and he wouldn't do it.
Well, I mean, at this point, I don't blame him because it just never stops. That's what happens to him all the time.
Yeah. But what if that's all you're known for?
Well, are you predicting my future?
This has nothing to do with you.
It doesn't?
Other than I want your thoughts on that.
Oh, I think it's depressing. I mean, I don't know what to say about it, really, because... they're yelling Kid Dynamite. He doesn't want to say, is it Kid Dynamite?
Dynamite.
Dynamite. It's not Kid Where did I get kid out of it? Dynamite. I'll do it. If that helps. Anybody who goes, were you sad that he didn't yell it? But didn't you think that the person demanding it was weird too? Hey, please, all I want, I've paid $30 so that I can come see you in person and yell at you to do your catchphrase. I don't think they should do it, but I don't think that he should be doing whatever he's doing. How was his show other than that? Yeah,
pretty good. Pretty good.
Hook him up to a lie detector.
Your memories goes in and out, though, right? Yeah.
I would say if you want to, if this is if the question is, what do I think? I don't think people should yell out that he does dynamite, and I don't think she'd have to say dynamite.
Fair enough.
But again, please, at the Acme shows, if you come this week, I will yell dynamite.
And you also use your catchphrase, get her done. Yeah, get her done.
I sold it to Larry, the cable guy.
Yeah. Do you have the copyright on that, or does
he has the copyright on it? No, for those listening and are going to be running to their lawyers, that was not my catchphrase. Mine was same old, just shows to go ya, 24/7. Hate the player, not the player. Play the hater.
That's the one. That's the one that's going to stick.
I don't think that's my wallet. Gertrude. I'm stuffed. I couldn't touch it. I don't need it. All right, Bob Fosse. Take a powder.
What?
I don't know.
Andy.
Thank you for having me. I'm sorry I got tired towards the end. I'm sorry for everything I've done or any insult that I may do in the future. I'm sorry that I apologize for things that I say. But I do look forward to coming on the show every year.
I look forward to having you on the show.
I have fun every year. I wouldn't say it's the highlight of my year. I wouldn't say it's the best thing even on this day every year. I wouldn't say it's no. I always have fun, so I'm not going to sell it out anymore. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andy. Good luck in Montreal.
Yeah. Sorry we didn't talk about that more. Sorry again. Sorry.